Welcome to Science on Location. Today we are going to be studying invasive species. Our science location is Clear Creek Metro Park. It is located in Rockbridge, Ohio, and is 7 miles south of Lancaster, Ohio on US 33. Covering 5,390 mostly forested acres, Clear Creek is the state's largest dedicated nature preserve. Centuries of glacial flooding have cut the present valley through the Blackhand sandstone, leaving an array of spectacular cliffs, steep ravines, and scenic rock outcroppings. Deep pools, shallow water, and gravel make the 5 miles of stream that run through the park ideal spots for anglers, especially if you like fly fishing for trout and bass. You'll enjoy miles of the rugged and scenic hiking trails. With over 2,200 species of plants and animals in Clear Creek Metro Park, invasive species can be a real threat to all the organisms in the park. What are invasive species? Invasive species are plants and animals that are non-native or alien to an ecosystem. The introduction of invasive species will likely cause harm to native species. How are invasive species spread? Invasive species can be introduced to an area by ship, water, firewood, accidental release, and by people. Human actions are the primary means of invasive species introductions. Let's talk about a couple of Ohio's invaders. First up is the emerald ash borer. This is an emerald ash borer, and it's native to Asia. It has killed tens of millions of Ohio's native ash trees. If it continues unchecked, it could wipe out all the native ash trees in the state and in North America. Another one of Ohio's invaders is the Amur honeysuckle. This non-native invasive species is extremely aggressive and invasive. It may just be the most dominant of all plant species in the central Ohio region. The Amur honeysuckle forms dense stands that crowd and shade out all competing species, greatly reducing native biodiversity. The species is shade tolerant and resistant to heat, drought, and severe winter cold. It can and does invade just about everywhere in the Midwest. It is a rapid grower, and when cut, it just grows back stronger and denser from the stump. It leaves out early and retains its leaves longer in the fall and early winter than native deciduous species. This gives the species an energy advantage and helps it shade out the native competition. Reproduction and spread is by both sprouting and seeds, which are disseminated primarily by birds. While honeysuckle fruit is abundant and rich in carbohydrates, it does lack the high fat and nutrient-rich content that most of our native plants provide migrating birds. Wherever invasive honeysuckle shrubs displace our native forest species, there is a huge potential impact on these migrating bird populations due to the reduction in availability of native food sources. Let's talk about one more Ohio invader, and that is the zebra mussel. The zebra mussel and its cousin, the quagga mussel, cost the United States and Canadian water users in the Great Lakes region an estimated $5 billion from 2000 to 2010, according to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. How? By clogging municipal water intake pipes and requiring costly cleanup and prevention. Zebra mussels alter their habitat by removing algae. This can cause lots of different problems in the ecosystem. Those are just a few invasive species found in our state. There are many all over our country. So we are going to be looking and finding out more about invasive species near us and in our country. You're going to find out what's being done to prevent invasive species and how we're trying to get rid of them. That's all for me. Take care.
Peace.